Hey everybody, and welcome to the Almost the Weekend Hangout. What we're going to do is we're just going to quickly go over some of the things for you to keep in mind as you're finishing up your assignment. And what we want you to bring to our next workshop meeting is make sure you bring the abridged hybrid worksheet. Make sure you also bring that 25 to 50 word description about how you're going to explain the critical elements of your course to students. Now, what you were doing a lot this week and this weekend are discussions, and they're fun, or at least I think so. The first discussion is the hybrid planning discussion post. Now, when you're posting, I did go ahead and pin something right up to the top that says, please read this first. I just want to make sure you get those 4 components. The first one is the 3 to 5 learning objectives. These are the learning objectives from the week or the module that you decided to do. The next thing is give us a 50 or 100 word description, totally on you, and tell us about this week or this module. At the end, we want your questions, thoughts, and concerns. So those are the first 3. Now the fourth one is also the one we want you to bring to the next workshop, and that is the 25 to 50 words going ahead and explaining the critical elements of your hybrid course for students. So when you think about this first discussion, this planning hybrid discussion, okay, I really don't want you to think about it as just an assignment where you put things down and then you walk away. Instead, remember, we're online. We want to be active. This is where the active learning and the active participation happens, especially in discussions. So do not think of it as just posting an assignment. Instead, think of it as if it was a discussion prompt, as if you were inviting somebody to go ahead and sit down and talk with you. We want you telling people, really, your colleagues, about what your concerns and your questions are about hybrid classes. Just like this slide has, feel free to put an image, a video, or anything else that you feel like going ahead and putting there. Actually, this was a picture I took on Wednesday as I was waiting for a class outside the Tivoli. You can add these things to your discussion posts. You can make these little kinds of touches. And, you know, if you're walking around with that cell phone that happens to also be a camera, you can go ahead and take shots, just little things that you can go ahead and put it online in a discussion, in a news forum, maybe even on an assignment. Your second discussion post is the best blended learning activities ever. And this is really where we want you to go expansive. We have you writing a nice, practical, pragmatic module, and we have you doing that for the first discussion. Now what we would like you to do for this second discussion is go a little bit further. Don't post the same one. Give us something different. Give us something, maybe something that you never tried before. Now, for the second discussion post, again, we have certain components, this time only 3. 1, we want you to post a face-to-face activity. Second, an online activity. And thirdly, an activity that could work for both. Now, Margaret did bring up the point about whether or not this needs to be for a group. No, these can be individual assignments. These can be individual activities. Your students don't have to do them together. But if you've always shied away from doing a group project, either face-to-face or online, why don't you try and think about how hybrid might allow you to do this? Maybe that group project is that you can have them start it in the face-to-face portion, and then they can finish up online. Or maybe they start online, and that's when they come up with their group rules and their group charter, so that by the time they get to your class face-to-face, they can go ahead and start working on that project. There's a lot of considerations here, but this is one where we really want you to think about it. We even put in there that, well, what if you were applying for either an innovation grant or a teaching with technology grant? What cool thing would you want to add? Think about whatever you think you've never been able to do. You guys can go ahead and do this when you submit the best blended learning activity ever. Wrap up right here. So what you need to bring to the next section is the abridged hybrid worksheet and that 25 to 50 words of how you're going to communicate the critical elements to your students. So that's all for now. All I have to say is have a great weekend, and I will check on you guys tomorrow. Bye.